So it's happening again, exactly a year later almost. Actually, no, I think we opened up in November last year, and then literally by January I was done and I closed the whole thing down. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I opened up Fawn Lake Equestrian to boarders last year. I want to say at the end of November, maybe mid-December. And by the time January hit, I was done because my life was in shambles and I shut the whole thing down. It was a bit of a mess. I was completely unprepared the whole time. Nothing was organized. I want to say the only thing that was organized was probably the assets and the backgrounds, but the events, the lessons, I literally had no idea what I was doing. So I shut it all down. A lot of the people that boarded are still boarding and haven't stopped for a year straight, so kudos to them. We never really kicked anybody out. I just kind of like never opened. This year I want to hope when I open up for live-in students, working students, boarders, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. I want to hope that I have my life at least a little bit together. I'd like to think I'm in a good place now, okay? I am in a completely different situation than I was a year ago. And I won't just freak out and give up and be like, bye guys, find somewhere else to live, you're homeless. Because that is exactly what happened. Okay, so that's the announcement. Fawn Lake is open for boarders again. I'm serious this time. I promise I am not just gonna piss off. But not only are we open for boarders this time, we will have staff applications, which is a little complicated. I have to explain that. We have live-in student applications, lesson applications, partner applications, and then of course boarding applications. There's even a gardener position. Listen, I don't like to gatekeep, and I've seen the interest last year. I think almost 400 people applied to board alone. And you know, I've never seen a barn on the planet that has over like 20 boarders, and I let in 60. That goes to show just the interest was high. And I figured instead of just having boarders, I'd give other opportunities too, especially since I'm using, I'm gonna break the fourth wall here, out of roleplay. Since I'm using the Silverglade Equestrian Center, there's enough room to have a lot of people on not only staff, but also students and working students and this, that, and the other. So this video is gonna be long, it's gonna be extensive, but it's going to have a lot of information for you if this is something you are genuinely interested in. We have a lot of positions open. We even have some kind of Jorvik Ranger thing going too that I'm gonna kind of explain. It probably won't be ready at the same time that boarding and everything else is, but it's something that's in the works. And I figured I'd just throw it into this video so it's not discombobulated and you have an idea of what's going to come if you get involved in blah, 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 you know? Okay, cool. So, boarding. Boarding is open. There are a few rules, but I'd like to say I'm pretty lenient because I don't like to control people. And also, none of this is real. This is all on a game, and I feel like it's pretty stupid to be super strict. I respect the barns that are, I respect the roleplay barns that are super strict. It's just not in my character to be strict like that. I really do not care what you do as long as it follows certain guidelines, but I'm not gonna be somebody that kicks you out because, I don't know, you do something unrealistic. That's not my forte. So you are allowed to not only board here, like have some horses here, you can also board at another barn. You can have dual boardmanship, whatever. Say, for example, I know Emma Desktop, she has the Silverglade Equestrian Center. I love her stuff. If you have 2 horses there, that's fine. I don't know her rules. I'm just saying for me personally, you have to find another barn that correlates with these rules, but I remember last year, I had a lot of people from her barn also at mine, and they had horses at hers and then they had horses at mine. And I guess that was okay with the way our barns operated. I'm not sure if hers operates like that now. Again, if you're already boarding somewhere else, you have to check with that owner of that barn. But me personally, if you want to have 1 horse here, I had people from Dawnside Equestrian Facility, I think, at mine, and they had another horse at the Dawnside one, like it, whatever you want. If you want 2 horses at mine and 2 horses somewhere else, I don't care. 1 horse here, another there. 5 horses at another barn, 1 at the other. I really don't care. Will it affect your application if you want dual boardmanship? No, not really. I understand there's like, you know, a want to be in a YouTuber barn boarding stuff. I get that, it's fine. Dual boardmanship is okay. As for the number of horses you can have, I want to cap it at 5. I know that's like super unrealistic. A lot of people don't even have 5 horses, But say you move in with 3 and then like maybe in your storyline your horse gets pregnant, come across another horse, you rescue a horse, there's a horse you really want to buy from somebody, I want to give you some wiggle room. If you have to bring in more than 5, you know, whatever, maybe just don't even tell me, okay? But you cannot have like a full barn of like 20 horses. That's a little excessive. That's why I say dual boardmanship is also cool too, because say you want a full barn of horses, you can have your own barn, but say you just want 2 horses at mine, totally okay. That also opens up the other opportunity. We have a fake lesson program, right? Say your character is broke. Say your roleplay character is broke. Say that they're a college student that needs extra money. Say they're a college student that can barely afford their board in the first place. You can opt to put your horse in the lesson program. It of course will still be your horse, but if you want like a discount on your boarding or whatever, you can opt to have your horse be a lesson horse, and your horse will be posted all over the Fawn Lake Equestrian Instagram, blah, 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 blah. Other members of the facility will be able to ride your horse and post pictures with it, but of course they have to credit you and say that it's your horse, and your horse will be added to the lesson pool with our horses. Even if your character isn't broke, you can still opt to have your horse become a lesson horse if you so please. As a boarder, you will also be given access to all of the lesson horses, so that's pretty fun. You get to ride Simon, Philo's not even in my star state. That's a Strideway horse. I don't know why I was thinking of him. Simon, Dash. Who else am I thinking of? I don't even remember my own horse's names. Strato, I think we have. The ponies. I'm like having a brain fart here. Montero, you can ride him. Seraphina, I was about to say Persephone. I do not have Persephone anymore. Diana, you get to ride all of the fun lesson horses. I know Simon and Dash are probably the only 2 that even you can put a face to the name because they're like the only important ones, but that's what I mean. Whatever lesson horse you see that you like, you're able to ride it. Okay, you can ride it at live events. We'll have a schedule for live events and we'll put the lesson horses on there, and you can opt if you want to use the lesson horse, and only 1 person will be allowed to use that lesson horse per event. This way it's realistic and there's not 2 Simons in the arena and it's really confusing. So also as a boarder, of course, you get access to just free backgrounds for your edits on Instagram, exclusive assets like the feedbacks and stuff, personalized assets like stuff with your name on it, border only shows, border only events. You get priority access to like all the shows like the summer show off and blah 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 blah. You'll probably know about things before my general audience does, stuff like that. So it's worth it. It's completely free, obviously, guys. All you have to do is fill out a Google form. As for criteria to be accepted in, I would prefer you either post on YouTube or Instagram. That is my main preference. I don't know about TikTok right now. I don't even think it matters because TikTok's getting banned in the first place, so I don't really think that even matters. Instagram and YouTube are my preferences. Truthfully, I don't know where anybody else would post RRP content. There's no Reddit for it. I mean, I don't know why you would post roleplay content on Reddit, but TikTok's the only one, and I really do not prefer that. Say you're somebody that boards that's mainly on Instagram and you have a TikTok, that's fine. I mean, you only have 30 more days to post on it anyway if you're American, so I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. So that's basically what boarding is. It's like, I don't want to say bragging rights, that sounds conceited, but you get to board your horse here and you can take lessons and stuff. This next thing also ties into our staff. You'll be able to take lessons with certain staff members. Like it depends, okay? Some of our instructors will give lessons on call, like actual live event lessons, and some they'll just give you like a PNG of their character and they're like, you can edit your character next to mine and we'll say we're having a lesson. It depends. It's your preference and it's their preference. There is no discipline criteria. You can be a Western rider, dressage, hunter, show jumper, whatever the heck you want. Honestly, I really don't care. I mean, we have a racetrack. You could even do that if you wanted. You could be a cattle horse rider, reiner, something like that. It does not matter. Whatever you do, you could be a ranger. It does not matter to me. It's whatever you want to do. So it's pretty much the border aspect of things. There will be more information on the application. Now, this is one requirement that I really should have said sooner, and I really hope if you watched all 13 minutes of this so far and you get let down, to board, you need Discord. I'm sorry, you just do. For a lot of these, you need to have Discord. I know that's a deal breaker for a lot of people, but for this to work out and for you to have the benefits that the boarders and staff get, you need to have Discord. I promise our Discord is safe. We keep it as safe as possible. Everything is monitored intently, even when I am not there. I have the literal best staff anybody could ever ask for. They are just so amazing. I could gloat about them every day. Like, things happen in my servers that I'm not even there for, and they handle it like that. Like, they are the best. You will feel so safe. You will feel so secure. So if that's a concern for you, I promise it's okay. We watch everything like a hawk. So the link to our open Discord server will also be linked below, where you can also access the Fawn Lake shop and the applications. We also have a website. The applications will also be on the website along with all of our other stuff and information. A lot of information about boarding will also be on the website. The website's a little outdated with pictures and stuff. It might still look like Steve's farm. I have to go through and fix all of that. There's also some staff on there that needs to be moved around and all that, but that is our website. The applications will be on the website, in our open server, and on our Instagram. Okay, so now that the hot burning application is out of the way, which is boarding, we'll get into the other things. We will also have student and live-in student applications. If you are a boarder, you can also apply to be a live-in student. If you are boarding, you're also already kind of a student, so you don't need to apply for student. There's a difference between student and live-in student. Say you don't want to board. Say you don't even have a horse, right? Your character doesn't even have a horse. You can apply to be a student, and you can pretend to take lessons on the lesson horses all you want. You can have access to all of that all the time. You won't get as many benefits as boarders, but you'll still be like a student. You'll still have like a tack trunk there, stuff like that, but you know, you won't be keeping a horse there, stuff like that, you know? Now, live-in student is completely different. If you want to be a live-in student, you can also be a boarder. Live-in students are people that could have a horse there, they could not have a horse there, they could just be leasing a horse from the FLEC. They could just be a student, but you live there in the main building in one of the dorms, and you are taking courses. Like, say you want to be a veterinary assistant, equine therapist, acupuncturist, poop inspector, I don't know, anything you want. It's kind of like a mini college, you know, but it's only for certifications and stuff like that. You can live at the FLEC in the dormitory building and take lessons and keep your horse there, and that's basically your home while you're learning to be the best equestrian you can be, because we're so good and we're so great. So that's a live-in student versus student. The application process is the same as the boarder. The other position is gardener. There's no difference between the gardener and the live-in student other than the fact that you just specialize in the garden. We can pretend that the gardeners get a discount on their boarding fee. You'll just get the title of gardener, and you can take pictures with the flowers and be like, look at the hedges I just cut today, guys. Gonna go take a lesson now. So that's what a gardener is. I made a joke about it, and then I really thought like that could just be a good thing for people to do. Like, imagine you want to be a gardener, like you love botany and you want to be a florist. Like, there you go. Florist position. Hallelujah. So that's that. One of the last positions I want to go over is staff. Now, for staff, you will not be Discord staff. I'm sorry. My Discord staff, I really have to know them for an extended period of time before I trust them with any of that. Every single person on my Discord staff I've probably known for over a year or 2 years almost, so that's a no-go. By staff applications, I mean you will be a trainer or an event host kind of thing. In the Discord server, you will be put on the event team, but you won't have any moderation capabilities in the Discord server. You will just have authority over lessons, you can host shows, you can throw parties for people's birthdays, you can host server events, but you cannot moderate, you cannot kick people out, you cannot change things around the server. It's nothing like that. It's just you get access to certain channels. Say you want to host a show, you're able to make an announcement and stuff like that. And there you go. So that's what staff is. When you apply, you can be any kind of instructor you want. You can just be an event coordinator if you want. You don't even have to give lessons. You can just be an event coordinator. It'll make sense on the application, but you could be a dressage instructor, you could be a reining instructor, you could be anything. As long as you know how to host lessons and you're open to having your character being used as an instructor in other people's role plays, that might be a good spot for you. I'm sure there is so much stuff I want to say that I am forgetting. Do not bring drama into any of this. I have a zero drama tolerance policy. I'm exhausted. Okay, guys, I work a real job. I pay bills. I have a life. I do not want to come onto the internet, onto my safe space, and see you guys fighting or talking about each other or being freaks. So if I even get the inkling that you're being a weirdo or you're just being a straight up bitch, I'm gonna kick you. Like, that's it. That's it. And then you can run your mouth all you want. I don't put up with it. My staff doesn't want to put up with it. We've been putting up with it for far too long. If there is another member that you see that you've had problems with in the past, you can of course write a ticket in the Discord server and come to us privately, and we'll see if we can moderate the issue. If there's somebody we've accepted in that is actually like a terrible person and we had no idea, but they've had all this controversy and blah 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 blah, say they're racist, say there's something like that, write a ticket, DM one of us personally, say it's urgent, and we will take action as needed and weed out the bad apples. That's totally fine. I want to tell you, if you have boarded in the past, you need to reapply. If you are currently boarding, you do not need to reapply. If you are currently boarding, the move-in date does not apply to you. Just keep doing what you've been doing. If you were previously boarding and you moved and you want to move back, just send us a DM, say you want to move back, and we'll look at your page. You can come back, of course, and we just have to put a name or a face to a name, you know, and make sure you were actually there, you know. Say you went on a break, you boarded, you went on a break, and you just came back. You can, of course, still board. We do not have an activity requirement. We're very lenient on that. You do not have to attend certain events, blah, 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 blah. You don't even have to be a part of the club. I forgot to mention we do have a riding team for events. Say there's a show against another barn, you would have to be in the club to do that, or even if you don't want to. The club is also optional. There will be exclusive club events, obviously, but you will all be in the same server. There isn't going to be a club server and there isn't going to be a border server. You all will be in the same server, but there is no activity requirement. If you want to take a 2-month break and come back, that's totally fine. If you don't want to come to any of the events and you just want to post pictures and talk to people, that's fine. You don't want to sit and watch a movie with us, that's fine. Like, I promise, I get it. I've been there. Activity requirements have ruined a lot of the fun for me and a lot of things, so I would never do that to you. There is no activity requirement. You could never say a word to any of us if you didn't want to, and that would be okay as long as you are not causing problems. I think I covered everything I want to say. Like I said, there will be more information on the applications and on the website and on the Instagram when the time comes. I'm sorry this was so long. I think the one last year was also long. It was just me yapping for like 25 minutes. But if you have any questions, please comment below. If I missed anything, please comment. Send me a DM on Instagram. Don't DM my main Instagram. I do not look at the DMs on there. I just don't. I have like 800 unanswered DMs going back like years. So I would not even bother on there, but if you message the Fawn Lake Equestrian Center Instagram or comment on one of the posts, I will see it. The last thing I want to talk about is our Jorvik Ranger thing we have going. It's still in the works, and again, a lot more information will be in the Discord server, the Instagram, shit like that. It's hard to explain in words. It's kind of like a club, but not really. It'll just be the opportunity to be a part of that specific universe. That storyline, kind of. Like, what I'm saying is Wade could be your like boss potentially, if that's something you're into. Like, if you're a ranger and you don't have like any structure in your rangershipness, I don't know the word, then you could use the structure we have for it, like the uniforms we have, the locations we have, just like the Jorvik Ranger idea that I have in my head, like the tactical rangers, stuff like that, stuff I've been working on for like literal years, you know. And then you would get access to the Fawn Lake Equestrian Center, all that stuff. There's no application for that yet. I'm still smoothing out the details, but it is in the works. We have like a ranger asset shop that kind of ties into it, but it'll be out soon, I wanna hope. I probably won't make a public announcement on here about that, but it'll be in the Discord, on the website, on the Instagram. I gotta make an Instagram account for it, and bleh, you know, all that stuff, housekeeping stuff. I dread it. I dread doing this. I hate hearing myself talk for this long. Okay, I think that's it. Yes, if you board, you have a chance to ride Rainley. That was a hot question last time. Yes, you will have a chance. If you really, really want to. If you want me to be your teacher and your friend, just apply. I don't know. Okay. I'm sorry this was so long. I hope you guys have a really good holiday, and I will see you probably after Christmas. Yeah, I think this is it for me right now. Okay. Bye.